Hey guys, subscribe for daily content. And if you're shopping for gear, make sure you check out the description for the newest items at some of the very best online retailers. There's also links for some of the items that I personally recommend. Thanks!
What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and today I've got another short little unboxing video to share with you guys. No idea what's in here, but I do recognize the company. I do recognize the company who's on the outside of the box. So, it's going to be a surprise for all of us. Thanks so much to the company who said it. I'll reveal it here in just a moment. Thanks to my patrons for supporting me, and please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. I don't know if this is available. Usually companies don't send me things unless they are either available or about to become available. So, I will link this knife in the description. It does help my channel when you use those links. But that's entirely up to you. We have a moderately heavy box from Artisan Cutlery. Then again, the boxes from Artisan Cutlery tend to be the majority of the weight. So, the pouch is, again, moderately heavy. Squeeze test. I learned absolutely nothing from that. So let's just find out what it is. Is it a premium? Oh, boy. Wow. We have definitely something that is, yeah, that feels, oh, is this a new lock? Oh, wait, no, hold on. Wait, is this a brand new lock? Oh, what's this spring in here? Wow. Okay. So listen, the knife is wild looking. This is, I mean, if it's not Damasteel, it looks like it's polished. Penning Damascus. Okay. So it's not Damasteel, but really, really nice on the polishing here. I'm honestly okay, even if this is like a 10CR, 9CR combination. Big fan of the etching and big fan of the polishing. That is a nice step up from what I normally expect. But I really like this combination flipper and sliding lock system. Now, what sort of spring do we have in here? What is this running on? This is very different. Hold on, we have a little... Do we have a little thing that says what the... It will be linked down in the description. I don't know what the name of this is, but I do remember them saying, hey, do you want to check this out? It's got the updated or new locking system on it. But I am wondering, it feels not exactly the same as Omega Springs. But, I mean, I'm saying that because it feels kind of tight. What secrets do you hide? What secrets do you hold? It might be, though. Oh, we have to take it apart, right? We have to. Wow. Okay, hold on. We will. We'll take it apart. I gotta know. Can you reverse flick it? Wow, the tension. The tension holding this in. The reason I'm hesitant to guess that it is Omega Springs, if there are Omega Springs in there, they're mega high tension. Omega high tension. God, that was lame. Sorry. But it's a little bit difficult to reverse flick. God, get leverage down here. I wish that ledge was a little bit more pronounced so I could do that. But can we thumb flick it? Yeah, you totally can. Flipping it, however, is very nice and is much better than you would expect from some sort of system like this that doesn't have a detent ball and just creates this event horizon right here. Much like it's the tang of the blade, so you can see that bar in there, right? So it's very similar it is a crossbar lock system, but the spring, the tension that's pushing that forward is mighty. So normally when we have these systems, in the past, Omega Spring flippers have been fine, but not great, right? They don't feel nearly as good as when you have a properly tuned detent system. Ergonomically, pretty cozy, not bad. Pocket clip, pretty low profile, and it's because they have milled out the frame, which is almost certainly titanium. It just feels too light to be anything else, right? But we'll test it. We'll find out. Yeah, definitely. Unless, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's aluminum. But it feels like titanium. The ergonomics are good, and the pocket clip is a little long for my taste, right? I'd like it to be at least behind here. But it is very low profile, and it is milled and knocked down, so we don't have this scoopy bill thing going into our hands there. Very interesting. Really wanting the blade to be taller immediately, but okay. The implication here is that they have a locking system that can be used on lots of different stuff. So, while the knee-jerk reaction might be to complain that the knife looks weird, it does, but I'm much more excited at the idea of them using this system on a lot of stuff. Seems pretty solid to me. Let's take this apart. Let's find out what's happening on the inside. I am extremely curious. A lot of you will probably already know, right? By the time that this video goes live, I will know, too, exactly what's going on here. But it doesn't seem like an ultra complicated knife to take apart, right? I know a lot of you say, you got to take that blade off before you take it apart. Yeah, you're probably right. Gosh darn it. We have Artisan Cutlery. You've got to change. I don't know that I'm going to be able to get this apart because we have this side of the pivot and I don't have a tool for this, right? I don't have anything that I can like use to hold that in place outside of maybe a little tiny flathead. Can't promise that this is not going to just slip out of place, but this is the only way that I can do it. I got it. All right, I got it. Listen, I only skinned my knuckles up a little bit to get that off of there, but Artisan Cutlery, please, please, does it even... God, for a second there, I thought it was D-shaped, but it definitely isn't. Now, the end result is it's not too bad, but I definitely dicked up the pivot a little bit. So please, a D-shaped pivot barrel just immediately alleviates this issue. People are going to want to take their stuff apart, right? And I feel like these pivots have been this way for so long. It just makes so much more sense to just make it easier on people. They're not going to have to use two drivers. They're not going to have to risk cutting themselves. And it just makes everything just substantially easier. Now, I expect these body screws to come out. Yeah, it definitely is. Because there are still knives out there that have systems like this, you really need to have like 3 or 4 T6 drivers like ready at any given time. Okay. Well, we figured it out, and here's the thing. I could have just looked. This is not fun to take apart. That's my initial impression. It's possible, but it's not fun. You can see in here, it definitely is. This is going to be the saving grace of this. Because I can choke down this other stuff. It is, in fact, a coil spring, which is a big deal, right? Now, the truth is that systems like this with Omega springs are fine. They'll work, right? But Omega spring failures happen way more often than, if we had like the equivalent number of crossbar lock systems out there with coil springs to compare to over the last 2 decades. It would be like 100 failures to 1. Omega spring versus coil spring. It is rare, and admittedly, as somebody who has been on YouTube for 6.5 years, right, handles all sorts of crossbar locks, Omega spring locks, all this, right, has been using knives for, I guess seriously, for 16 years now, many of them being crossbar locks. For example, the Ritter Hogue, which is a crossbar lock, literally gets opened once a day, at least, because I review, as many knives as I do. It is important that we, celebrate these locking systems that are crossbar because they're very good. They're very strong, easy to manipulate, right? Should be ambi. In this case, yes, right? That's good. We got the pocket clip on the other side. This is very good. So I don't want people to get caught up in the fact that this was obviously not the most fun thing to take apart because these are little things that can be remedied. I still don't know if I got it completely centered, but what I will say, I don't think I did. It's not wanting to come back centered, and I can tighten up the pivot, manipulate the body screws, and I can get it back to center. I know I can because it came centered, right? But the locking system is back to the action that it was, and we are getting essentially drop shut now. Here. Yeah, the action's dropping shut. Absolutely no blade play up, down, at left, or right. It's nice and solid. That's great. I love this system. Artisan Cutlery, I think this is a super cool system. And I love the way that the lock itself is actuated. I think that's great. And it actually works with flippers, which is a big deal. That tension that you've got on that coil spring allows it to work. Now, does it feel just as good as a flipper with a properly tuned detent on a liner lock or like a frame lock? No, but it's a lot closer than, past systems that I felt with Omega springs. Back here we have a little bit of a slot, and that's going to slowly crunch things in, right? So this back area right here, I would probably make it more of like a shovel, right? To where it can push that way, because you don't want pocket lint and stuff is going to get trapped right here, and it's just going to repeatedly mush to the point where you're not going to be able to pull this all the way back to disengage it. Not that you need to, right? But this is a very good system. It just needs to be properly implemented. But I like it, and I like, you know, I like the idea of them using it on future designs. I think this is really cool. The tension on it feels excellent, and it is stupidly easy to manipulate. Stupidly easy. I'm so happy that it's a coil spring. Look at this. We literally didn't have to take it apart. We could have just looked right there. But I'm glad I did, because it's worth pointing out, like, captive pivot, captive body screws, right? Or some sort of system that allows them to be more easily, you know, messed with. But anyways, wow, that was a journey. That's going to require some editing, definitely. But anyways, this is cool. I'm going to carry it, use it, right? Not super concerned about it getting dinged up now that I've already got a scratch on it and the pivot's a little messed up. But it does look cool. I like it. Can't wait to carry and use it. And then I'll give you guys my final thoughts and a full comprehensive review. That's going to be it today, guys. Please make sure to follow me on Instagram at metal_complex. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like, so check those out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on that Metal Complex logo right there and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.